Okay, there it is. Hang on. Gotta get the live stream going on Twitch. So go to Twitch if you want to see Mac McClung. They are, where the hell are they? I want to say Venezuela. Either Venezuela or Argentina. Probably Venezuela. And waiting on Dean. Waiting on our guy Dean. Okay, so what's up, Dub Nation? Check the description for info. And please smash that like button. All right, what's up? Pembo Makati City. Wow, what the heck is that? Philippines. Ooh, awesome. Wow. Cool, man. I pulled it up on Google. All right. What's up, people? As you can see, they are warming up. I want to say Venezuela. Colombia. Oh, it's in Colombia. It says right there on the stream. Okay. So it's everybody plays a game at home and everybody plays away. I thought it was like I thought it was like FIBA Africa where everybody went to Tunisia to play, but I guess it's different for each region. And I will now pull up the backup on my laptop because, man, I tell you, this FIBA website leaves much to be desired. Hang on, gotta log in on the other site. Damn it. You click on leave me logged in, doesn't work. My God, are you gonna let me log in? Jeez. The funny thing is that it streams actually better than NBA League Pass from my experience with League Pass, which is very limited. I didn't even try it last season at all. So over here, I can pull up the stream and have a little bit of audio. Let's check the audio. Nothing going on. Let me see what stream is faster. They're the same. Perfect. Okay. So we're waiting. See if Dean's in the chat yet. Nope. All right, everybody. Let's go, Warriors. Cavite. Where's that? Google that. Oh, Philippines again, right? Province in the Philippines. Wow. Man. You guys in the Philippines, so much respect. Just so much love for the game of basketball. More than me, probably. Okay. So let's go, Warriors. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a what do you call it? Thumbnail. That's what you call it. Just in case. I noticed that the thumbnail that didn't have me on it did better. The one with Kuminga. But maybe it's just because it's Kuminga. I don't know. So I'm thinking maybe it's better not to have me on the thumbnails. Get more clicks. Let's see. Let's take a look at the YouTube view on YouTube. Okay. Mute. Okay, they're about to start. Live chat. Okay. So we got Strolling, Prey, Jay, Laranio. DP, what's up? Hope you email me, DP. I'm getting to all that. Slow. I'm very slow on emails, but I do get to them because we had the giveaway. Anyways, Rich at Let's Go Warriors. Anybody wants to email me, catch up on stuff. I'm just really slow at responding because it'll get better. It'll get better. But let's see. Is the roster complete? Cool. I will get to your email, DP. Is the roster complete? Depends which roster you're talking about. If it's the training camp roster, then I will say, I don't know, because like, hold on, let me type this in at Twitch. We are having more in-depth commentary at YouTube. FYI. I know Twitch doesn't want to go. Yeah, interestingly enough, the person on Twitch, I'm going to focus on YouTube today. The comments, the info on the training camp. So they're saying, I would take McClung over anybody with an Exhibit 10. He's already been taken by the Warriors over anyone with an Exhibit 10 because he has a regular NBA contract. Now it's non-guaranteed, so they can cut him anytime they want. And in the Exhibit 10, so he's more of a free agent in that case. In the Exhibit 10, oh, there's Mac. I should go over to the introductions window here. My fault. Let me just continue to talk. He has a regular contract, but they can cut him anytime. That's still better than having an Exhibit 10 where if you play in training camp, then you're forced to play on Santa Cruz for a month, and then you'll get a $50,000 bonus. I think Mac McClung is pretty much guaranteed a two-way or regular contract somewhere. If it's not with the Warriors, somewhere. Like, he's legit. He's the NBA talent, guys, right? He's better than Chiozza, and Chiozza was pretty much the gold standard of, 18th set with 17th man on the squad, 16th man, come in and be third string, fourth string point guard when your lineup is depleted because you got a back-to-back on the road, etc. Right? Mac is better than that. He's got creativity, talent, motor, strength, hops. So if not with the Warriors, somewhere else. I have no doubt, like there's going to be a spot out there for him, which is probably why the Warriors nabbed him up real quick. At times, he was the best player on the court in Summer League. And so if we're talking training camp, then that roster expands to 20 till the end of training camp. The question is, by my count, there are still 2 slots available for training camp. One could go to Andre, and he could be the 15th man on the regular roster, of which Mac McClung is the 14th. And then the other open 20th spot, it's like, why have you not signed Gui Santos yet? I don't get that. Like, what's taking so long? And I started to wonder today, maybe it's because I want to go back and show Mac McClung on this one. I just wanted to take I wanted to take a moment. We can come back live later. Forget it. That didn't work too well. Oh, here's a super close-up of Mac. Hope I got that on my screenshot. I was thinking with Gui Santos, maybe he doesn't want to play in the G League, and therefore he wants to see if he can get a regular contract and not do the Exhibit 10. I don't know. It's odd to me why hasn't Gui Santos been signed for training camp? That'll be our first topic. Strange, right? And then he's posted 3 or 4 Instagram stories from San Francisco. Now, the latest one you will see on his Instagram is I got to get to live here. Skip forward a minute or something. Whatever. Man, this website, it's tough. The latest Instagram by Gui Santos has him training, but I believe that is earlier in the summer. I think that was right after Summer League. Right after Summer League, he was training with Bruno Caboclo's trainer, and that was in Florida. So I think since then, he's been with the Warriors working out at Chase Center. I think that's what's up. I think I got rid of the spinning cursor there. It's still dimming on me. What's up with that, man? God. This is truly frustrating, this. Let me just pause it. You know what? Refresh that crap. Good Lord. FIBA site. Awful. And getting my money's worth. There we go. Colombia home crowd. I just realized I don't have any water. Hold on. I'm going to get some water. Okay. Got me some water. We're missing Dean. Let's see if he's in the studio. There he is. Okay. Hang on, Dean. Welcome, Dean.
Going, Rich?
Okay. Share screen. Windows. Pull up the box score, which is still stuck from Kuminga's game yesterday. So now let's go to America's qualifiers.
Hello, everybody in the chat. Thank you for showing up.
There it is. Colombia, USA. Play-by-play will go right here. Trying to turn this up so I can hear the play-by-play. There's Langston Galloway. So John Jenkins was shooting lights out last game. Langston off the bench shooting lights out. And Mac McClung, not a whole lot of minutes, but we're here anyways. So again, you can head on over to twitch.tv, / Let's Go Warriors. Okay, where are we going? Any update on JP3? Nope, no update. Just he's worked out a couple times at USF, according to Instagram. So hello, everybody. I'll just go ahead and boom. Everybody gets some shine on the live. Does he have an injury? Who would that be? Who has an injury? Oh, Mac? I think he always wears a sleeve. I'm not sure. I hope McClung gets a 15 spot. Yeah. Well, he's 14th right now. He just has to not get cut at any point in time between now and probably whenever the cut date is. We can look that up on spottrack.com and find that type of stuff out. But yeah, he's got a regular NBA contract. It's just non-guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mac McClung here. Got a little Nixon cuts. Nice hat. Thank you. Got 3 people from the Philippines. Oh, Twitch is only showing the bottom half.
I'm okay on my side. I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good for me too, according to Twitch Studio app. I've got me on there though. Maybe it's different on mobile, but I don't think Lori is on mobile much. She's always on desktop. Well, we're about to start, but no Mac. Oh, speaking of which, let's see. How do I airplay? I got a Twitch question. How do I airplay? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Mac will pop off tonight, hopefully, but that would mean that we're blowing out Colombia. Oh, interestingly enough. So I thought I was a little late to the stream. I thought I would go and check out Mexico, check out Juan, because it happened to be on. I couldn't find him in the box score. So I looked around. Sure enough, Juan has departed Team Mexico to focus on the Lakers, to practice with the Lakers. I mean, everybody knows they're not practicing yet. So I wonder, what happened. If this was America, we'd be all speculating and everything.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But it being, Latin American general journalism, not really inquiring a whole lot. Basketball isn't their number one sport.
Right.
So I wonder what happened, because Juan fouled out, remember? And maybe they had a disagreement, or maybe it is what it is, where Juan's like, okay, yeah, I don't want to risk injury anymore, or whatever. Who knows? Juan Toscano-Anderson has left Team Mexico. We're about to tip off. Is that okay? David Stockton at point guard there. Thought for a second it might have been Mac. I got too excited.
I did see Mac on the bench.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and I don't think we need to really do play-by-play because Mac's not playing right now. Whereby with Kuminga, I thought it was necessary.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry to those of you who are not able to watch right now. Unless, Dean, you're welcome to do play-by-play, but it's tiring.
I'll do what you prefer me to do, Rich. Was there something you wanted to talk about in particular?
Yeah, an added little piece of info regarding JK, which unfortunately I didn't know during yesterday's stream, which could have helped with our super long talk about JK.
Yeah.
But I'll get to that in a minute.
All right.
Because okay, I want to watch. Okay, somebody's saying they want to watch the stream on your TV. See, I don't think AirPlay allows that. I tried that one time. I think they kind of know, but I don't know. But you're trying to put Twitch on your TV. I guess that should work. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if you might be able to access the internet from your TV.
Yeah, you sometimes you're just stuck with the phone. I remember certain things you're not able to do that with. And I tried to stream either an NFL game or an NBA game a long time ago. And literally I was stuck on my mobile, like no choice.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some suggestions on Twitch saying try downloading the Twitch app on your TV. Wow. Okay, so they're not starting Mac just because we speculated on this last time. We think they're not starting Mac because they have sort of an established system already, and the style of it is more slowed down, traditional, very slow pace, physical defense. And that's the culture that Jim Boylan, the coach, and his boss, Grant Hill now, and his boss, Jerry Colangelo.
Right.
So that sort of culture. And I thought maybe we speculated that maybe they brought in Mac later on in the process, and he's just such a spark plug just in case they need a guy to light a torch later on during the game, but let's not mess with the culture that we have, which
Yeah.
they have a lot of guys coming back, like David Stockton, Langston Galloway, probably some of the other guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if it's almost like this is a little bit older reference, but the Bad Boys Pistons had a very team oriented, everybody takes shots type of style, except when they really needed a bucket, they bring in Vinnie Johnson, the microwave, and he would just
Great reference. I love that.
For the younger people, kind of Will or Jamal Crawford type,
Oh, thanks for the comment there. You guys have the best channel. I love the Warriors. Yeah. Does that show up on StreamYard? Why don't Twitch comments show up on StreamYard? Darn it.
Yeah, I've never seen them.
I am going to go back to YouTube StreamYard now. Somebody was like,
you think it's a different stream from Twitch?
Screenshot shows he is 7. Number 7, Mac. Is that Mac wearing no? So that's David Stockton wearing number 5. And oh my gosh, some crime happening in the sunset. Oh, someone's here from Colombia. That's cool.
Yep. Nice to have you here.
I think Mac is number 7, and if he's not number 7, then he's number 21. But what we can do is we can go to the box score right here because it's real cool. They have uniform numbers and stuff.
Well, that was a nice play right there.
7. He's number 7. Matthew. This whole time I didn't know his first name was actually Matthew.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people call him Mac McClung, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay. Here from Colombia. Man, that's awesome. I'm going to screenshot that. Oops.
I believe they're playing in Barranquilla in Colombia.
Yeah, it's on the Twitch.
Oh yeah, it's right there. Yep.
On top of the box score on Twitch, not box score, but scoring by quarters on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
So, are we killing them yet? 7-2. No. Jenkins.
Hello, Amy. How are you doing?
Okay. Hold on.
That's a nice open run out layup for Jenkins.
All right, we got a Facebook comment. What's up? Wilfredo Ortiz. Okay, let's see. Yeah, got a lot of games on TV. So
RJ is saying the Warriors are going to win 70 games again.
Wow.
All right. Well, I hope you're right. Unless we get too tired or something for the end of the season, but that'd be cool.
Let's see here. So I'm going to go post on Instagram right now.
That's too low. 70 wins is too low for James. Yeah, high expectations, man. It's all right, though. I guess win a title, you expect to win 70 games the next year. That's cool. It's good. Rich, do you think the Juan Toscano-Anderson thing has anything to do with the Lakers trade possibility?
Ooh. Keep talking.
Well, it's just if you're getting traded from the place you thought you were going to be, you might have to go home and get things ready and not play with your national team. That Juan, I feel like he always plays with Mexico, right? That's kind of interesting that he left. Wow.
Interesting.
Because obviously there's a lot of Russell Westbrook stuff in the news, Lakers are trying to move him.
We shall see.
Please splash the like button if you're enjoying what should be hours of fun talking everything basketball. And subscribe if you haven't. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Still on Instagram here. Oh, Langston Galloway. Missed it. Okay. Looks like we can at halftime I'll go through some of the stuff I've seen on social media.
That's right. We will have a lot of national games. I think half the season for the Warriors is national TV. I think we have 41 national games.
Cool. That
Crazy.
should be good for everybody involved in terms of doing this commentary and having the game available to a lot more people.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it'll help me. I can watch all of those, without,
Cool.
I guess because I live in SoCal, I could get League Pass available here. Right. But
yeah.
Still, hopefully, hey, for all those national TV games, you know to turn off the commentary because national announcers aren't the most interesting anyway. And come on here.
Just the other day, man. Yesterday, I think it was. I may have been checking out Giannis. I forget, but Giannis against Jokic. That game was that was fire game, right?
Yeah.
And
I didn't see it, but I can imagine.
Anytime I check out a Giannis game, I always check, do they call him Giannis or do they have to call him by the last name, which is like what they have to do on TNT and ABC, I believe. Always come Antetokounmpo. There's just so many syllables. Just call him Giannis.
Well, I think if his brothers are on the team, it's easier anyway.
Mm-hmm.
G edited.
But it's some kind of old school type thing where they gotta. Yeah.
I do kind of prefer that though.
The old school way.
Yeah, it's just.
I like the nickname way because it's like we're on the playground and we're just watching a playground game. But that's just me.
Oh, I get that. I can like an MC at Rucker Park or whatever, something like that. Yeah. I guess it's just if you're calling everybody by their first name, it's like I don't know. It feels like too familiar or something. But I'm probably in the minority on that.
Yeah. Over on Twitch, someone's asking if can have a better resolution, but I kind of don't want to just because of I don't want the powers that be to ban the channel. Philippines again. Oh, here we go.
Red single time. Not quite sure what RJ.
Oh my gosh. I agree with you, RJ.
What is he saying?
The feed. If you look at your YouTube feed sometimes, everybody's getting traded or this, that, and the other thing. There's a lot of junk out there, but I don't know.
Oh, you mean like rumors and stuff?
There's just too much junk to sift through. And I think what you have to do is honestly, follow Let's Go Warriors because we'll always guide you through the nonsense. And secondly, if you want to go on your own and go granular, you can follow Twitter. But then today, somebody, the account NBA Central? Well, somebody had, it goes like the NBA Central. Somebody had the NBA Central without the E. And they fooled a whole bunch of people because they said Shams, per Shams Charania. They literally tagged Shams Charania. I go over to Shams's Twitter feed, nothing. And what they said was Pascal Siakam has asked for a trade. Like, F you, man. Like, what is this? Some kid somewhere spoofing an aggregator?
It's, well, it's just, Lord. It's the whole misinformation and
awful
lack of, first and foremost, I wouldn't believe anything on Twitter. Not that I use it, but generally I wouldn't
Exactly.
believe anything that doesn't have a blue check mark next to it.
Yeah.
Right? You probably take that. I saw something that I think it was a report about a trade, or oh no, it was about MJ saying I would have walked John Morant like a chihuahua or something like that, and it was from Butthole Sports. So
there is
might want to check the
there is
reference
one
there.
that's called the ball sack. There's ball sack
Yep.
supports, which is purposely wrong information.
Yeah.
Twitter's so bad now. And then today I went to Twitter and I noticed they had this new thing. So I tap on it in my navigation panel. It's called Twitter Blue. They want you to pay $4.99 a month to have like a better feed. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
How about, first of all, how about you just give me all the tweets of the people, of the journalists that I follow? They can't even do that unless you do a list, which I have.
Yeah.
You guys can go to my personal Twitter and follow the list of basketball journalists. Like, someone should have sued Twitter already that they don't give you what they originally advertised that they did, which is you follow people, you get all the tweets of those people that you follow. Instead, now they just feed you stuff, whatever. And they fed me the Pascal Siakam wanting to be traded nonsense, which is ironic because now we can go into, I just saw Pascal Siakam play because it took Rico Hines more than a week and a half. But those guys, ball is life. They finally have highlights of Steph at the Rico Hines run at UCLA. Finally. Hey, Mac's in, so we got to talk about Mac and come back to that. And he gets beat on the curl. Mac gets
right.
beat.
He is wearing a sleeve, but I don't think that means he's hurt.
32-minute mark.
Oh, immediately lets a layup in.
Appears.
That wasn't great defense.
Well, there was a screen, so it's tough to get around. All right, then I missed what happened after that. Let's see.
Galloway, I think, scored.
Galloway made a layup.
Yeah. Nice twisting kind of reverse.
Okay, we're focused on Mac now.
Mac is on the ball, gets screened again, gets behind his man, switches onto the big man.
Well, I'll do the play-by-play because I just realized, I know I asked you earlier, but you're delayed.
Right, okay, go ahead. I'll try and add a little color commentary. If you
okay, yeah. So I'll do the play-by-play because it'll be synced up with the actual delayed stream later.
Got it.
Complicated technology.
Absolutely.
All right, so 5 seconds left in the quarter. Langston's going to shoot it. Long two-pointer. Too bad he didn't pull up a little bit before the stripe. Anyways, let's check Mac's. Someone's saying nice pass by Mac earlier. Does not have an assist yet. Let's see. Okay, so a minute 29 mark. Okay. Let me also, everybody please splash the like button. I'm going to hit like, 20 likes and 27 people concurrent. Yeah, right? And
Colombia's kind of getting back into it a little bit.
The thing is, DP, we have to go and check and make sure that's bogus. I can't stand that. But anyway, yeah, so there's a lot of, I think we are good with free agency because we gave the 14th spot to Mac. If we're going to pick up a free, and then the 15th is maybe Andre, maybe not. If it's not Andre, I think we keep it open just to pay less luxury tax and penalties and have that flexibility. I mean, you could sign somebody on a non-guaranteed, but who's really left at this point? I mean, Boogie Cousins, like, does he want to come play here behind Looney and Wiseman? He probably doesn't even want to come here. So we have to wait for situations to develop. So some time has to pass and the season has to be kind of going with stuff happening. And people are going to get injured, unfortunately. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. But there's no hurry to fill up that 15th spot. Hopefully it's Andre, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just the amount of young people we have on the team. Again, we go over this a lot, but it's not just what can you do for 48 minutes in a game. You know, it's that veteran leadership and being able to kind of be a coach who can also go out on the floor and actually do what Coach Kerr or Jama or who's the other?
Kenny Atkinson.
Yeah, Kenny Atkinson. You know, to be able to understand exactly what those coaches are saying and then go out on the floor and kind of get the rest of the team to play that way. Even in practice, that's huge.
Yeah, I will concentrate now. 6 seconds into the second quarter. Oh, that was David Stockton, not Mac. Oops, Mac is sitting again. So, yeah, we're kind of seeing his role is to be the Vinnie Johnson point guard type.
Mm-hmm. You like the Bad Boys Pistons reference, huh?
Yeah.
They were a crazy team.
I mean, that was cool that was the first time. Well, there might have been somebody before that. I don't know, but they gave him a nickname. First time a six man would come in and get a nickname. Call him the microwave. It's so cool.
Yeah. And he could catch fire just all of a sudden and be like the best scorer on the court. It was crazy. I do like six men a lot, man. I think that's a really cool position to accept, you know?
Yeah, especially now.
Mm-hmm. And JP is kind of that position for the Warriors in a lot of ways.
Yep.
Now, obviously, it's different starting off versus that's kind of your role as a vet, but still very useful. Travlock79 says he likes Lacob and Myers' plan, and it's a shame that they're being punished by the cap penalty for it, and he hopes it's changed soon. I think it will be, just because the whole, and we've talked about this before as well, but the whole, not paying the same amount of tax for players that you drafted helps large markets and small markets. And I think the NBA is kind of, it's not ever going to go away from superstars moving around the league, in my opinion. But I do think there's a feeling that there should be more involvement, more connection with teams themselves. People love the Warriors for that. I think they love Giannis for that. They obviously loved Kobe and Duncan recently for that type of, long-term commitment with one team. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of.
Hold on. Let me play devil's advocate, because
Please do, yeah.
See, 37 Mark talked about lowering tax penalties on owned draft picks. So I'm updating little timestamps in the description. If I play devil's advocate, then I'm thinking, okay, I'm an owner of one of the struggling small market franchises, and right now the teams that would pay the most tax and have to break up their teams would be the Warriors. Who else? Not the Knicks, because they suck. Not the Lakers, because they don't have any young guys that they drafted.
They do have a pretty high salary, though.
But I as a just playing devil's advocate on that, I would vote right now to maybe Boston. Oh, I want Boston and Golden State to pay tons of taxes and penalties right now, so that we would have a chance. So it would be out of that kind of fear that they would vote against it. So, but I do think that there are still people out there that would vote against that, and that's why they would vote against it, or they don't trust their own draft picking. Oh, well, we know that our draft picking hasn't been good. So since we
So we want to
suck,
pay more tax for the ones that we have. That, I
it's not
understand what
about
you're
them.
saying.
It's about the other teams that are successful with that. We don't have what the Warriors have.
I understand, but even a lot of those teams like the um, the Magic and the Thunder and places like that, you know, I think they would be able
I'm not
to
talking about the
say,
Magic or Thunder, though, right? I'm talking about the teams that might vote against. I'm just saying as speculatively. I'm just saying
yeah,
that's why they would vote no.
mhm,
I'm not saying it's right. And all in all, I don't know. I haven't thought about it enough as a commissioner
yeah,
because back in the day when I ran basketball leagues, I get that whole thing with rec leagues and amateur stuff. As commissioner, I wanted to give the MVP trophy to someone not on the championship team because the championship team was already going to get all the spoils, all the recognition, and the championship T-shirts,
yeah,
the trophies. They're going to get everything already. So
mhm,
I wanted it purposely. I loved it when it seemed like I gave the MVP to a guy that scored 43, and they lost in the championship or the semifinals. They made a pretty good run, but they had no chance
yeah,
against the incumbents. So I purposely gave
kind of a
him the
Jerry West
MVP
type recognition
because
award.
my job as commissioner is to increase parity. So I think that's the part that gets that's the root of why people don't get it when I am not all in on this lowering of tax penalties for teams that draft very well because I'm looking at it. I'm putting myself in Adam Silver's shoes, and I'm seeing how they would want the Warriors to be split up. I honestly get that. So
I think even if you don't agree with it, you should try and figure out what the opposition is going to be for any proposal you have anyway, right? Like you need to know that before you make an official, like, because I'm sure they have to vote, and I'm sure someone actually brings it up and proposes it, you know, like a specific plan for this rather than that.
yeah, we'll see.
I also want to, does that have to be a unanimous decision?
I don't know, but like if you think back in the Cohan era, if we were still stuck in that era, man, it's crazy to even think of that. That's an alternate universe.
Yeah.
But we would want. We know our team sucks, and we just can't ever get out of it. So
Yeah.
that's a weird situation where you'd want to vote for the Warriors not being able to keep all of our guys. It's crazy.
Mhm.
Let's see.
James said Andre is the chaperone.
Yeah,
I
yeah, he
like it.
is. Oh, I haven't been paying attention to the game. Is Mac back in there? Nope. David Stockton still at point guard.
Yeah.
Yep, Mac got 30 seconds. Actually, 1 minute 29 seconds is what Mac got playing time. But it's all good. That's what we do here is we make the best of everything and we look at the bright side of stuff. So glad you're all here. Obviously not the usual amount of people, probably less than half, but at least we can have an excuse to get together and talk about Warrior stuff because I do have a lot of catch up things, just stuff I saw on Instagram, and that one little data point on Jonathan Kuminga. We'll do
Mhm.
that at halftime.
All right, great. Wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah,
Tyler,
this is it.
yeah,
This is I don't mind this opinion one bit, but it
absolutely.
does it's a good back and forth argument.
And if you want to extend it out even more, you can look at even the teams generally competing against those teams that he mentioned there. There was also some other um, like a super consistently great team alongside of them, you know? For instance, even though they didn't make the finals, like the Rockets played the Warriors, I think 4 out of 5 of those years. So it was the Cavs and Rockets in 9 series against the Warriors, you know? There were the bad boy Pistons for years and years that the Celtics had to go through and the Bulls had to go through, and obviously they won 2 championships of their own. And even really, if you want to go back to the very beginning of the league, it's immediately George Mikan and Bill Russell just winning 18 championships from 1947 to 69. You
All
know?
right, so you're saying that's good?
Well, I'm saying that I think he's right that is kind of the way basketball works. More so maybe even than like, I don't know NFL history that well, but it feels like there's a lot of different teams that win many times, other than kind of the Patriots who won 6 championships in 20 years or whatever. But basketball often is defined by those dynasties. The one thing though is that I think it's when you look at those great dynasties, again, Russell was on the Celtics the whole time. 80s Lakers and Celtics, that's Bird and Magic on the team the whole time. Jordan was on the Bulls all but those 2 Washington years. Dunk was on the Spurs 20 years, right? Curry's been on the Warriors the whole time. I think people loved it when Giannis won because he won the year he re-signed with a small market hometown team. You know, I think while it's good for off-season news or whatever, it's not as highly touted, you know, when a group of free agents come together, a little bit like the 2020 Lakers or, you know, I guess the Heatles were huge. They were together for quite some time. Let's see, is Mac out there?
I don't think so.
Don't see him. No. So, you know,
So
I think
you like it.
Sorry, go ahead.
So you like it.
Well, it's the way that the NBA has worked for a long time, but I also do like not so much I want more teams to follow the way the Warriors have been doing it, honestly. I just think that's awesome, you know? Like I want to promote the way the Warriors built their team for most teams. And if you want to get a free agent, that should be way more impactful than re-signing Steph. You know? Like that should be way stricter or something, tax-wise or something like that.
What
I would
should
like
be
to see the best
stricter?
players kind of stay with one city. I just think it's
So
great.
free agents should be stricter than, yeah.
Well, not the free agency. It's the impact of signing the free agent. I don't want to restrict players' ability to move if they want to move, but the tax and stuff, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I don't know. I just don't want people to get caught up in like recency bias. I mean, just check yourselves if you're always voting for whatever the Warriors happen to have right now.
Yeah,
okay?
that's true.
Because I don't know. I don't know if I like, NFL is pretty cool actually to see all this parity happening. And it's not
Yeah.
easy. But then we still have a pretty good team too, 49ers, so I don't know. It can go back and forth for days, forever on
Yeah.
that. Keep things the way they are, which, or are dynasties good or bad? I don't know. I don't know if they're good. They're certainly good when we are the dynasty. I'm not going to complain one bit about that. That's great. I mean, we probably wouldn't even be able to have Let's Go Warriors without the fact that the Warriors have become a dynasty that they have.
Old Steph Curry's raising everybody's boat, man.
Yeah.
All over the world. Was that an airballed free throw?
Oh, yeah, that might have been.
I think it was. It's rough.
But it also, not to discredit Steph or anything, but a lot of things had to happen And sometimes you look back and you go, man, it's so lucky. But yeah, I mean, the biggest piece is definitely Steph.
That's true, though. I
Yeah.
mean, 1 year into his career, and Steph gets Joe Lacob and Jerry West making decisions. You know,
Yeah.
that was helpful. I mean, Lacob's obviously, I think, the best owner in the league, and Jerry West is the greatest GM of all time, pretty much. You know, so you're right. There's a lot of, but I feel like the other thing is those guys kind of showed up because Steph was there in some way. You know, so
Well, a lot of it's timing.
Yep.
With Lacob, and sometimes better to be lucky. But then, you can find it all over Instagram, all the inspirational quotes, you make your own luck, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
Just put in some work at some point. That's one thing you can learn from that. You got to be really passionate about what you're doing, and things will start to happen.
Absolutely. Hey, you can imagine if Steph got really down about the ankle injury he had and signing what was not the max contract he could have gotten, and that really worked out very well.
Yeah. And I've been reading lately how positivity actually affects the production of proteins from genes and stuff, epigenetics. And it's like, yeah, if Steph had said to himself, man, woe is me on this ankle, and
I want to
man,
be
I'm never
traded.
gonna, all those absolute words, all those Sith words, I'm never gonna come back. This is a nightmare. My ankle is killing me. No, never said that. Always in his mind, kept it positive.
Mm-hmm.
If I ever sat down with Steph, I would actually try and ask him. I'm assuming, right? But I would actually ask him, what things did you do, and did you actually keep those negative thoughts out? And I'll bet you that he did. I'm 99.9% sure that he did, because there is almost like scientific evidence of when you're negative, how that kind of trains your mind to go towards that negative outcome. You don't want that. So kind of the stuff that I've been learning recently on YouTube. Freeze. Uh-oh. Let me hit refresh. Site froze on me again.
They did get it down to about 5 or so. Colombia.
Yeah, Colombia's playing well.
Yeah.
I gotta refresh
absolutely.
again. There we go. I guess Langston.
Mexico, America, just keep underestimating the fight of the Colombian team.
Let's see, what did Langston do? 3-point shot made. Darn it. This website, man. 150 to go. We get to see Mac, or is game too close for Boylan to make that sub?
Boylan's also a very, very strict defensive coach. So I wouldn't be surprised if he always tries to put out the best defenders over the best offensive players at times, too.
RJ's looking forward to Klay.
Yeah.
And Klay should be back to his NBA all defensive form.
I hope so. Yeah. And it's great. Talking about positivity, we're talking about Steph's ankle. I mean, look at Klay, man. Klay being out kind of got us James Wiseman, Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole, all that injury and suffering in the almost 1,000 days that he played, that he was out, that he wasn't able to play, and keeping up with it. And 6 months after he comes back, they win the title. I mean, that's pretty. I don't know. It just feels like that's the reward that you get for going through that stuff, right? In a way.
And who is up for a reward as well?
I don't know who.
James Wiseman,
James
because
Wiseman, yeah.
he's got Klay as a role model coming back from rehab. Looney as a role model. Actually, Looney is the perfect model for him, even on the court.
Well,
So if he can do everything Looney can do, oh my goodness, right? So, yeah,
yep,
Wiseman
absolutely.
is due. Yeah, so
Now,
then you get into the whole
RJ
Poole or
and
Wiggins. Yeah. So
Trout both brought that up.
we talked about that. We talked about that nearly every single time except yesterday
Yeah.
about how let's just wait and see because there's going to be the TV contract in that's going to happen. We got to figure out what to do with Wiggins before then, but still, you have that TV contract that should bring in some money for
Mm-hmm.
everybody, and then the new collective bargaining agreement a year after that. I
Right.
believe summer 2024 for the TV, not sure, and then new CBA 2025. We'll see. We'll see. A lot of it's you can chime in because I know you have a lot to say about it. But a lot of it depends on the market too. So we'll just see next summer. You never know. So right now it may seem like Wiggins might have to go, but let's give it a year. Let's enjoy this season. Makes you even more like you should enjoy every season. But now, with very real possibility that we can't keep Wiggins and Poole and Draymond all together. Enjoy it, right? But we'll see. But we'll see. I'm not ready to say that the team has to be broken up at some point. Let's see. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, two things. When we were covering the finals, I kept telling myself, man, I want us to win, but it kind of sucks that getting to game 6, maybe a game 7, going into that, it kind of sucks that this season is going to end because you never know what's going to happen. And I had no thought in my mind that Gary Payton II wouldn't be on the team next season. But I feel that at least, I kind of appreciated every player that was out there as much as I possibly could. And the great thing
Otto.
about this is that
Oh,
it
there's
does.
Mac. Mac's back. We'll come back to it. 30 seconds. So he's back to play another minute. He got switched on a big man in the paint. He's getting posted up.
Come on,
Hey,
Mac.
pretty good D. Got called for the swing foul. At least Boylan looks like he doesn't like that call. Yeah, he called it on 7.
I mean, what's the little guy supposed to do, You got to let him defend a little bit.
Boylan's not happy with it.
So real quick, all I was going to say is that it doesn't sound like the Warriors are saying we can't do this year. It doesn't sound like we have to break up the team by the trade deadline or anything like that. This is not something that's going to negatively affect the season too much, I think. Not directly, at least.
Well, that's why Lacob told Tim Kawakami that this is the year that, he's thinking of it as we're running it back. This year, we're running it back.
As we should. I mean, that's the way you have to
just
think
have
about
to
it when
go
you're
in with the mentality.
Yeah.
And then Steve Kerr comes along and just subconsciously just is able to lay down that gauntlet again. Oh yeah, we have our foundational 6. So right? So it all makes sense how he says something and then Steve says something. So it's kind of like, don't worry, we have our foundational 6.
And that's a big push. That's a big kind of like test almost for Kuminga and Moody and Wiseman because he didn't mention those guys, but they're going to have to be part of our foundation too. If
Steve has that subtle way of just knowing how to lay down a gauntlet, how to lay down a hint. They took Mac out after that. So for the last shot, bringing back the starters for the last shot, Jenkins and Stockton.
Mhm.
Only up by 10. Colombia doing a good job keeping it close.
Yeah, we can't quite put them away very much.
They've got some fight though, Colombia. We saw them against Mexico.
Yeah, they were down. They were down pretty big in that game at one point, weren't they?
Stole a win basically
Yeah.
in Mexico. Boom. That Jenkins? 3 for Jenkins. Nice. Let me see if it was Jenkins. Yep. John Jenkins has 11 points already. Daquan Jeffries, okay. 11 for him as well.
Not bad. Well,
Yeah.
it is pretty hard to score in the international game. There's just it's kind of like college in that way, where the scoring distribution tends to be a lot wider and the game's a little slower. Oh, the Warriors will repeat, huh? We got the dude with the crystal ball here. Glad to hear it.
Well, that's positive thinking, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm always more, oh, let's wait and see. I always just don't want to disrespect my opponents because I've been there. I've been a basketball coach. I've walked out onto the floor where I thought for sure we were at least going to make the semifinals. Man, did we eat some humble pie. So I go out there and, I'm just feeling so confident and man, I ate some humble pie, but it's good to stay positive.
Fear.
And that's why it's more, again, good to stay positive, but at the same time, don't always just focus on the result. Like it's part of the process. The season should be fun coming up regardless of whether or not we win the championship, right? Regardless of whether we repeat. That's what Let's Go Warriors is here for, is that whole process. Training camp, every practice, every day.
Absolutely.
The ups and downs.
You don't want to get ahead of yourself either. That's in June. You can't win a championship in September or October.
Yeah.
You gotta just try. I would say that we try and put ourselves not in the shoes of the players, because we don't pretend that we know what's in their head necessarily. But we do try to act like a teammate. And teammate wouldn't bring up, hey, what happens when we win a championship, when like you're trying to get training camp started.
Yeah. But it is good positive thinking.
It is positive, yeah.
So why don't we talk about real quick, since it's halftime, for me, I wanted to add one little data point of Jonathan Kuminga, which is CJ Holmes, the San Francisco Chronicle beat writer, came out with an article a couple days ago that I didn't know happened. And he had all these little tidbits like just saying, paraphrasing, Wiseman's coming along great. What else? Baldwin has done some really I forgot the exact words, but he's been really surprising in a good way. I think the word shocked was even used. I was shocked by Baldwin in a good way. So somebody on the Warriors said that. And then as it relates to Kuminga, they said that they purposely put the ball in his hands for Summer League, which is why you saw him go one-on-one a lot, which is what we also saw.
In whose hands again?
Kuminga.
In Kuminga's hands, yeah.
And so they wanted him to work on his individual skills, which is great because as of yesterday, we were wondering, is there going to be time for JK, like after practice, to work on these moves that will put him on the trajectory of a Kawhi, of a Kobe, whatever. Those sort of one-on-one in his bag. And then we saw in the game, he did have a couple things, double between the legs move, hesitation. That was pretty cool. We even said maybe an up fake would have been better here and there. So the thing that we brought up last stream, actually I brought up in the first game, was because I saw him against Cameroon the first game. This was 3 days ago. And he had the ball. They needed him to score. It was late in the game, but nobody was moving. They just watched him, and the other two defenders on the wing were waiting to double team him. And all he could do was sidestep for a three. And that was the game where he went 0 for 7 from three and got criticized for it, of course. But you see, all of those things made me think that, man, how is he going to have time in Steve Kerr's system, the Warriors system, 0.5 basketball, Steph Curry on the floor, Klay on the floor, Draymond on the floor, even Jordan Poole on the floor.
Yeah.
When is JK going to have time to work on his own game to come up with the mythical move that, Kobe would have come up with something in that spot, but that would have been a veteran Kobe. So we gave reasons. Only 19, give him some time. Congo's very discombobulated team. They're not giving him space. They don't know to give him space to make a move. So all of that stuff. And then that one little data point from the article is like, oh, okay, cool. The Warriors do want him to work on his individual game. So we'll figure out what that's going to be. And maybe a beat writer between now and then, maybe me, who knows, will be able to find that little bit of information from Steve Kerr or whoever is on the coaching staff to see if JK has the time and the support to be the man later on 4 years from now. So just one little tiny data item, which I figured was directly related to what we talked about yesterday.
Mm-hmm. I think one thing that is really important too for developing a really good Giannis is on the ad right here. As soon as I was thinking this, I think it's very important for a forward that you're trying to develop into a great player, to be able to handle the ball, have really good really good dribbling skills. In fact, I think for the most part, if you can dribble, you can shoot better, right? If you have a nice soft touch in your dribble,
yeah.
It's because it's kind of the same thing, right? You don't want to throw the ball at the hoop. You want to sort of dribble it towards the hoop in the air, if you get what I mean, off your fingertips.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think having that for Kuminga's, it's a very important skill for him to develop, and I think I do think what we've seen from Coach Kerr over the past couple seasons is a lot more flexibility. He's become a lot more willing to mix up the principles of that motion offense to meet the skills of the team that he has. If Kuminga can get to the paint with the kind of shooters we can put around him, that's going to be one of the most dangerous things in the NBA, really, because no one can stay in front of him. And if he's got the handle, if he's got the vision, we know he can finish around the rim and everything. So,
see that part, I'm not even worried about that part. So somebody on Twitch yesterday mistook what I said for, it sounds like you're hating on JK. Actually, I'm not, because all of these things that people are questioning about him, he needs to do this, he needs to do that. You know what? He's going to do it. That I have no doubt. Like, he will master the 0.5 basketball. He's already gliding in the air. He's in the air before you can react. There's only so many people in the NBA that can do that. And most of them are named Giannis and Ja Morant.
They are the all-stars of the league.
The list of guys in the NBA that can do that and can impact the game that way. So I'm not talking about, an athlete draft pick on a bad team that just hasn't, can't put it in the context of, potentially a playoff game. I'm thinking, I can totally envision JK floating in the paint before anybody can react, and Steph and Klay and Draymond are on the floor with him, I can totally envision that. He's going to master 0.5 basketball. Like Bielitsa once said, it's actually not that difficult of a system. So I think JK will pass with flying colors. My thing is that Steve has already made the reference to Kawhi Leonard. And I think that was during a time where he needed to protect Kuminga. So I applaud that. But even that was like, whoa, you know? And then so now, okay, so can we really see that? And if you're focusing all your time on team basketball and stuff, you know, maybe there isn't really an opportunity. This is a totally different team than the 2000 whatever Spurs,
13, 14,
2013-14 Spurs, right? So maybe we don't even really need to see that, and we could win a championship, and Kuminga had zero opportunities to do a game-winning Kawhi move, right?
We already did.
Right. Nobody's complaining, right? But now I'm looking ahead 4 or 5 years. So now I'm thinking, okay, cool. Now this one little data point, a little reminder from CJ Holmes of the Chronicle to say, oh, by the way, in Summer League, they purposely gave him the ball. And we saw him mess up. We saw that. But
and he's getting more run at that with the Congo, too.
Yeah.
To practice it.
And that's just circumstance. I think the Congo is a program that's starting from scratch. So
take advantage of it, man.
It looked like an AAU game, which is fine. You know, anything is fine for a 19-year-old. Just play, you know. And that's what my dad told me.
Anthony Sy, hello, thank you, by the way.
Back when I was playing ball in high school, and maybe a little bit after that, and my dad could tell that I would get frustrated and, you know, this and that. And it's seared in my memory that one of the most awesome things he told me was, my advice for you, just play. Just go and play a lot. Just go play. And that was when I was a teenager. And that's the same thing for JK and Moody right now. And it will be the same for Rollins and Baldwin. It's crazy how the NBA has changed. And I think we're so lucky to be in an environment where we still do have Steph, Klay, Dre, Looney, and, you know, a veteran like Wiggins too, throw in that mix. Because, you just have to play. We saw it with Jordan Poole.
Absolutely.
So, and, you know, I have the fullest confidence in JK. I can't wait to see him blossom. It's gonna be awesome.
I totally agree.
Don't listen to Stephen A, man. I don't know where he got that stuff from, but, you know, maybe it's legit. Maybe somebody important said something. Stephen A now has to I don't know.
But we can't match it with anything, though, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing that along with that to match it to. But there was a point that I wanted to make. I've kind of forgotten.
Oh, that's okay. I've been there.
Yeah.
BBJ, healthy. Oh, I skipped one other. When Draymond said, when they're healthy, they can't be beat. Love it. Yeah. That's your job as Bob Myers. Your job as Bob Myers is to put a roster out there that, when fully healthy, should win the championship.
Oh, that's what it was. I forget where I heard it, but someone reminded me on a podcast that I was listening to, which is not as good as this one, obviously, but hey, you know, you have to make do. That, hey, if you're talking about who you can and can't keep, and it's a shame that one guy will have to go, that's the best problem you can have in basketball. It means you got too many good players.
I love it.
You know, so let's not get too upset or worried or anything. And enjoy all the talent that this team has right now, man. If we can just stay healthy, this is going to be a fun season.
Yeah, and to double down on what you just said. Oh, Mac is on the screen. To double down on what you just said, we just saw that with GP and Otto, right? Mm-hmm. It was like, oh man, we got to let him go, and we had to let him go because I think Lacob sort of put the boilerplate, said, hey, look, we got all these guys we're paying a lot. We're probably even going to pay Jordan Poole a lot. So the rest of the rest of the roster, I'm willing only to spend the mid-level exception. Beyond that, I can't afford it, man. I got to put my foot down, and you just got to go find another Otto, go find another GP. And Bob Myers is trying his best. So he got JaMychal Green. And as far as
and Dante DiVincenzo. Yeah.
Dante. And Patrick Baldwin's a pretty good, draft pick that had injury.
Kind of a belly.
His draft stock went down, but he's got a high upside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, if we can play him in that belly role and he can just do that, that'll be more than enough, especially as a rookie. Gary Payton II also probably couldn't really turn down the highest offer he could get.
Oh, that's
29 years old, coming out of the G League.
You're 700,000 below 10 million a year. Wow.
Yeah. Congrats. For like 3 years too, I think, if he wants it. I think he's got a player option in the third.
Yeah, player option. Man, player options are great. That's why Juan had to leave. He was getting a player. Didn't he get a player option? I think somebody did. Damian got a player option from the Suns.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got to talk about after the game. We'll talk about. I watched 22 minutes of. Well, it wasn't all 22 minutes. It was just splices. But I watched all 22 minutes to find Steph highlights on the Rico Hines, and then there's another highlight reel that came out. So I haven't checked that one. That one's by Ball is Life. But Damian played. So did Looney. So I have a recap to give people because I already watched the whole thing.
Game's back. It does not look like Mac is on the floor.
Yeah. We have a comment on Twitch saying, yeah, USA is disrespecting Mac. I mean, that's one way to look at it. But another way to look at it, which is the way Mac himself is looking at it, because they interviewed him, and maybe deep down inside, he really wants to play. Maybe he has that competitive fire, and he's like, dang it, I want to play. But as far as outwardly how he is portraying it to the media, he's saying, well, I'm here to help. There's situations where I'm here to belong, which was Summer League, Warriors. He's here to belong. And there's situations on Team USA where I'm here to help. So that's how he's projecting it.
And I think that's a very strong message for him to send to the Warriors. Look, I know you kind of know me as this flashy player with highlight reels and dunks and stuff. I will come off the bench. I'll play 30 seconds, a half, or a quarter. I will do exactly what you asked me to do. And if I'm doing that for Team USA, obviously I'll do it for the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah. And we talked about this last time when Mac was on, and possibly during the Kuminga live streams, is it probably makes sense for Mac McClung's agent to put him on Team USA just in case, get some exposure while everything's pretty much shut down in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
So it's probably a situation where it works out well for both because of I wonder if it gives us a hint that, maybe the Warriors are saying more leaning towards the non-guaranteed aspect of Mac's contract where, hey, we can cut you anytime. And just so you know, and I'm totally speculating, I don't have any information here. I'm just bringing out a possibility. Yeah. One possibility is that they've said it's a real long shot to make our team, but we think that it's great for your career to don a Warriors jersey during training camp. We think it'll only help your career. Who knows? We'll see how it plays out. That's why actually I don't like to speculate a lot, because a lot of things can happen, and I enjoy just letting things happen. So rather than guess this,
and sometimes you even hear the truth about something or get something right, and then something changes between that time, and it's a different either the team can't accept them or the team does sign them or something. So you don't want to paint yourself into a corner, I guess, right?
And that's why I will never become Stephen A. Smith or Skip Bayless or Nick Wright or Kendrick Perkins or I'm definitely the new media, like Draymond says, where they don't really need that crap.
Mm-hmm.
That's totally me, because I can't do that. Like I can't make stuff up and just argue about things that might not happen, because I've been around the block so many times that surprising things happen, and
Absolutely.
reasons for things that you never would have thought of happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I said, let's just let it play out. Let's enjoy the process, because I mean, sure, on the surface it looks like Poole or Wiggins right now, but we don't know. So I prefer to find my entertainment in, more of this high level thinking, more of this, I guess it's called just covering all the bases rather than throwing down a gauntlet, making a prediction and yelling about it. Right. So that's what we're doing differently here.
Yeah.
That's why, quite frankly, that's why you see Dean on here more and more. I mean, right. I could have got anybody out there. But what's funny is Dean isn't on social media, so he's not poisoned by that crap. Dean's a positive guy. I've actually met Dean in person at a Starbucks near his house, got to know him. And then it was only after many times of him being on the live chat and all of that, Dean is the best fit for us. And nobody knew who Dean was. It isn't like, oh, I need to bring on, so-and-so on here. I mean, I try. We had Mac McClung's trainer on here.
Yeah.
That's a little, diamond in the rough. But like, I like to find the diamonds in the rough. I don't need to bring on whoever it is, like to make, just because they have the label of being so-and-so connected to the Warriors, whatever. Like, I don't really, I'm not into that. So, but also
I was just a 35th draft pick who got picked by the right team,
I'm terrible at marketing, and it shows. But the bottom line is, then you come on this live and you experience what we're doing here, and to me it changes the world, because the world is stuck in Twitter universe, where you go there to be outraged. And that's probably an outgrowth of ESPN, where Mac's back, so cool, we can talk about Mac now. Where ESPN has changed entertainment into people yelling at each other. Skip versus Stephen A. Kendrick.
And that's just been generally true about the media since at least probably the 80s or so.
So
if not earlier.
Media for you.
Yeah.
So 6:24 to go. Mac checks in. We are at the 123 mark. I'll put that in the description. Mac checks in again. Okay. So free throws right here for Mr. Angola. He played well against Mexico. I remember this guy.
I remember him. Yeah. I think he was the leading scorer of that game, if I'm not.
USA done well to keep a 15-point cushion. I guess he's shooting 3 just coming into this. Sorry, I missed it. So I'm sure Boylan isn't happy that we fouled somebody on the 3-point.
No.
But anyways, 14 points. Colombia's going to press. They're very athletic. Mac in the middle. Wow. Quick shot 3. Wow. Who was that? Jenkins again? Man, this guy can shoot. I got to hand it to him.
He's got kind of that Ray Allen type.
Mm-hmm.
Big dip and kind of over his head looking shot, which I like a lot.
They missed the dunk. Here comes Mac. Uh-oh. Behind the back pass, turnover. run out layup. That's not good. Coach is going to be seething.
I like the
That sucks.
idea. It was just a little.
Yeah. Well,
I overthought it a little
that's
bit.
the thing with Mac that kind of fits as a Steph backup. The
The
organized
turnover,
chaos.
the behind the back turnover.
Well, the creativity part
Yeah,
and kind of
absolutely.
trying to do the organized chaos thing. I think that's not a bad thing to check out in training camp.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing to check out and see how if you sub Steph out and you don't lose the creativity because Mac's still on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he's still there. Yeah, he is. Dunk. Let's see.
I'm surprised they're not trying to play him a little bit more as a kind of two guard and get him some catch and shoot type baskets.
With Mac?
Yeah.
Well, he's so creative with it. You want the ball in his hands, even if you're well established like USA. But I guess you're saying on the swing. Here's Mac.
I feel like again, I feel like if you're going to play him as a microwave, you want him to take some shots.
Ooh, bad screen. Turnover. Yeah. It's all good though.
Oh yeah,
I think it still helps him. It still helps him to I would be surprised if 29 other GMs don't see that play and go, the first thing that crosses their mind is, wow, he had the balls to do a behind the back creative. I mean, now he's got to execute that wherever he goes. Mac does.
Maybe even if that was my starter, he would have caught it too. Something like that, right?
I'm just saying that the GMs of the NBA, and maybe only in the NBA, would kind of see the thing that separates Mac from most other guys is that creativity. So now they're getting the reinforcement of it. So I don't think that was necessarily a bad play for 29 GMs watching and scouting Mac here. Of course, he can't keep doing that and has got to execute those, but just in the limited time that we're seeing, good that he kept up with the guy there on the back door. Colombia scores anyway, and they're only down 14, keeping it close. Good job by Colombia. They got heart. This team's got heart.
We know they can come back too.
Yep.
They don't seem afraid at all. It's pretty.
Mac
cool.
got stuck on the pivot foot there, but good thing Langston cut to him, but he missed the jumper. But that's, just be careful with that. Mac has to switch on the big guys. Good physicality. He can hold his own there. So far, so good. I like that we get to see him before, a minute to go in the quarter here this time. Pretty much good crunch time minutes right here.
He's got a nice extended run for a little bit. It's good to see.
We should see him a lot in preseason. I mean, they're going out to Japan. How many games do we have? 2 in Japan and then what, 3 more or 2 more?
Yeah, I think it's generally 5 preseason games
every year it seems like they cut one down, which is fine. Don't want to wear out some of the other guys. I remember when they had 7 preseason games. That was tiring.
Yeah.
And every game was like, oh, great lead pass by Mac, but it was a foul holding on Colombia. I like that. Nice lead pass. Man, he's got good instincts. I mean, Mac McClung playing his absolute best with 0 mistakes, that's definitely an NBA player. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of reps and can he get the right opportunity?
And energy. I feel like Mac's one of those dudes you don't have to worry, like, I haven't played in 3 weeks, but put me in 10 minutes And I'm gonna be the spark plug you need.
Well said.
Kind of
I haven't
bulldog.
played in 3 weeks. No worries.
And
So Mac went out,
Mhm.
and somebody came in. Michael Frazier came in for him. Okay, so I love that. Haven't played in 3 weeks. No worries,
I
man.
know Coach Kerr is big on that. And he used to talk about that
Oops.
about D. Lee all the time, too.
Sorry, guys. I forgot to put the whoops. Ended up, but we said some really good things during that stretch. Doesn't matter if Mac hasn't played in 3 weeks.
Hey, did you ever watch much Detail, Rich?
Oh, Kobe Detail, man.
Yeah.
I got so much on the to-do list. It's like I'm waiting for, I don't know, an alien takeover, God forbid another COVID outbreak type stuff,
Oh my
another
God.
pandemic. I hope we're better at pandemics now. But
I hope so, yeah.
I have so much on my to-do to watch list. I have tons of Draymond podcasts I haven't even watched.
Yeah.
Andre podcasts.
Mhm.
And on that list is Kobe Detail for sure. So no, but go ahead. Why'd you bring
I
that
was just
up?
gonna say, I think his approach was all these people are talking about who's better, this, that, ranking guys, and I love that he focused specifically on like, oh, what would really help people understand basketball is if we invite them into our film session. Now, it doesn't have to be 4 hours long because they're not psychopathic, obsessive competitors like me, but they can handle 30 minutes of like, hey, turn your foot a slight angle.
Man.
Don't shoot a mid-range jumper
Kobe,
like
man.
that.
Yeah, I love that
Shoot
stuff.
it like that or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's cool that Let's Go Warriors, we're a little different, more journalistic than ex-player, obviously, but I think we hopefully embody that mindset a little bit for the people who follow the channel. It's like we want people who come on here who really know the game of basketball. Obviously, Draymond talks about that all the time too.
I love that, man. Thanks, man. Well said.
Thank you.
What else have we got? Missed anything in the comments? Oh, you know what I missed in the comments? Darn it. I want to do a giveaway. So I'm going to say, everyone, please splash that like button. 28 likes. Let's get it up. Pause.
How many concurrents?
And let me copy all of these comments.
24.
Yeah, cool. Copy them all here, and I'm going to include last stream's comments because we talked so long that I forgot to do the giveaway. So once the game's over, I will do the giveaway today and not forget to do that. And for all the people that are waiting for their giveaways to be shipped out, it's on the to-do list. It's there. Like, I will get to that. I promise you. It's just been, honestly, I'm going through some stuff right now I could have never predicted. It's along the lines of someone close to you is going through some medical issues, and there is absolutely, I don't want to say that. Again, I want to get away from nightmare, absolutes, and all of that. But it is really a challenge when you really can't do anything. All you can do is lend your support, but then that's when they're, at a minimum, not so sick that they can't even get your support. This is mind-boggling for me. So it's tough. It's been tough. That's why I've learned all these new things where I'm different than I was at the end of the season. That live stream, the knowledge that I had back then is so different and far less than it is now, that I've had to go and do all this research about positivity and finding out that there is actually a scientific link that Has to do with quantum mechanics, quantum physics, epigenetics. You can look it up.
Yeah.
Amazing. It's amazing.
And that's really why sports is kind of important, isn't it? It's to learn not just hard work, but teamwork and how to be a leader and also how to follow too, you know?
And I got to thank you again, because you wanting to come on the live and doing a live and suggesting that we should just do one, which maybe we'll do next week sometime, to split the time between now and training camp, because there's actually, I didn't even talk about it. I'll save it for some other time. There's guys posting on Instagram. Gui Santos was posting from San Francisco. That tells me he's in San Francisco. Why is he in San Francisco and we haven't heard anything? So that would be the biggest one. But there's today I saw Moses Moody is in LA working out. We got a rare Moses Moody. You can see it on his Instagram story, but just little things. Steve Kerr, he went and visited Liverpool Football Club at some point. I'm wondering how he fit that into the schedule, but it must have been when his daughter got married in France or something. I don't even know that he's been back to the Bay or San Diego, his residence, since then, because he's in Cairo now. So all these little things. Draymond, his wedding was in Vogue magazine. We could talk about that too. We could talk about his relationship with LeBron. I mean, does him being in Vogue magazine happen without his relationship with LeBron? I wonder, right? That'd be a question I would love to ask Draymond, you know?
And I know it's kind of similar, but also Clutch as an agency too, you know? I'm sure they kind of put that together in a lot of ways. Yeah. I think it's interesting actually just how many some analysts mentioned this, like the amount of star power that showed up at Draymond's wedding shows just how impactful he really is across the NBA, I think.
Yep. So we haven't even dug into that. So I'm going to save that just in case we have because this might be the last game that a Warrior plays in until training camp. And even when training camp starts, they're not just they don't let media in to see practice. They just don't. Like, that doesn't happen. And so wow, it's getting choppy on the feed here. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong. So this might be the last time we see a Warrior in an official game. I'm going to go ahead and refresh. Let's see what happens here, because it's a timeout. Really slow. I wonder if there's a problem with my internet. Uh-oh. Are you good, Dean? Because
I think I'm doing okay here.
Okay, I'm glad you're on, because if my computer freezes, at least you'll still have the stream.
Right.
Okay, so I lost the game there. Okay, no, new tab. Okay, let's go back.
It looks like it's the Twitch in particular.
Yeah, my computer's acting up. Let me check.
Thank you, Amy. You're the best. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I can't even type normally. It's slow. I wonder. Let me log out of the YouTube. Save some bandwidth there, and let me log out of this one here. Okay. Oh, it logged me out. It did that last time. God, man. Do not like this.
Your Twitch does seem a lot smoother now, though.
Yeah. Why isn't it on there? You know what I had to do? I had to go to FIBA. And then I had to go here. It's so lame. So hold on, everybody. There it is. Oh, watch live right there. Had to go here. Am I not logged in? Games. All games. Today. There it is. Jeez, man. Wouldn't even take me there.
These are friendly, huh?
There we go. Well, David Stockton is in there, so I don't think we missed anything Mac related. Okay. I think we're good. Put the audio on a little bit better here. Okay, now I can hear the audio. All right, so we're back. Hey, Amy. I'm naming the giveaway the Noemi Estrada winner.
Absolutely. Noemi Estrada,
awesome.
MVP of the game.
Yeah. Oh, what else we got? Wish the season started.
All in good time, my man. All in good time.
Look at Amy. So inspirational.
Absolutely.
Lori giving me a shout out on my multitasking.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Bruce? Where are you at? SoCal, Bruce?
It's got to be somewhere around there with maybe Texas. In and out. It's out there too.
Oh, Anthony talking about Rico Hines. Yeah, Rico used to work for the Kings, now works for the Raptors. And I guess that happened in a Mike Brown transition, although I don't really know. But yeah, everybody, I was going to say, Scotty Barnes put up he has a video guy, and he put up a video. So Scotty Barnes' YouTube channel has him at Summer League and then him doing Rico Hines stuff. And then even after that, and Scotty was narrating it, he said his team went 6-0, which means, and then I watched the 22-minute video. They did win every single game, 3 of those against Steph's team. And I might as well give you the update on that right now. So we're at the 142 mark. I'm going to give you the recap of the Rico Hines run with Steph in it. So they had Draymond a couple days before that. So they had Steph after the wedding. And then the day after that was the last day of Rico Hines. So that's it. There's not going to be any more. So Steph Curry at Rico Hines recap. You'll see on Instagram, Steph made a couple shots and had a nice behind the back pass over to MPJ. So the team that they had organized, and in the beginning of the runs, they always, Rico Hines's assistant makes up the teams. And of course, they're going to keep the Toronto Raptors together. That only benefits the Raptors, right?
Sure.
So, but they were pretty thoughtful in considering who was going to play on Steph's team. And who they had was Trae Young, who had a couple nice moves, pull up, long 3-pointers. Those were cool. Steph, Damian, Lee, MPJ, Michael Porter Jr., and Looney. So Looney wasn't going to do too much in a pickup game, right? So never saw any highlights of him. But, dude, MPJ didn't see a shot he didn't like, man. That guy was firing it up.
He is not afraid.
On the Denver Nuggets. And quite frankly, that hurt their team. That hurt their team because it was, MPJ, he made a few, but he also missed a few. And each game only goes up to 6, which I think is 3-pointers count as 2 and regular ones 1. I think that's how it works. I'm not quite sure. Because you can't go up to 6 by 3s and 2s. That's impossible, right? So, but yeah, Scotty played well. Siakam played well. Gary Trent Jr. was probably oh, Steph's covering me. I'm making every shot, you know? And I hate to say it, but Damian Lee had a couple bad plays. Had a couple bad plays. I don't want to throw him under the bus or anything. I wasn't there for the whole thing, so I don't know if he lost any games. But the reason why Scotty Barnes' team went 6-0 was first they have the chemistry, but also their guys just played better. Like so,
it's more of a defensive lineup too.
Yeah. It was tough for Steph and Trey to cover these long guys, right?
Yeah.
And Steph and Trey Young's team wasn't the only team that Scotty blew through, like 6-0, right?
He's a really, really good young player.
Yeah. And
very well balanced.
One thing you learn from Scotty's YouTube is he's a personality. He's a personality. Would have been great to have him on the Warriors. In fact, I secretly wanted Scotty Barnes before all the news came out that JK was dropping to 7.
Yeah.
Because at that point, if JK was dropping to 7, Scotty was supposed to go at 6. So I was hoping that he would drop to 7. But if JK was dropping, that meant Scotty was moving up. So at that point, I knew we weren't going to get Scotty. But I loved that guy because I thought he could be, Draymond Prime. He could be the next iteration of Draymond. Mm-hmm. But hey, we got Kuminga, so we got the next iteration of,
Jaylen Brown,
describe Kawhi, right, later on. So I'm back. As last stream I said let's not do any more Kawhi comparisons, but now I'm back to saying let's go ahead and do the Kawhi comparisons. Because
what do you think about a Jaylen Brown type comparison to him? By the way,
yeah,
I know comparisons and
let's not do comparisons, but yeah, sure. Anyway, we were talking about Scotty Barnes and
the
Rico Hines stuff, and so that's why. Just to close out on the recap of Steph at UCLA, those runs. Steph only got an opportunity. He was very unselfish as well. Kept passing to MPJ, even though he was launching every time.
Yeah.
And Damian was unselfish as well. Just he made a couple mistakes that were kind of egregious. You would see it in the 22-minute video. But, Damian covering Pascal Siakam, you know how that's going to end, right? It's not to throw him under the bus. It's just that Scotty's team was super good. So that's why Steph's team, you don't see a whole ton of highlights because they only played 3 games. They got blown out the door by Scotty's squad. But you did see a couple highlights, but there wasn't I saw a headline on a tweet. I'm not going to say the exact words because then you'll figure out who I'm throwing under the bus, but just hyping up, Trey and Steph were so good at it wasn't that great, actually, the highlights. Got to see Trey pull up from 30 feet. Those were nice. Steph had a step back or 2, but other than that, it wasn't must-see TV. It really wasn't. And it wasn't even all that great. It was what you would think it was going to a pickup game. There wasn't a whole lot of there just wasn't a whole lot of oohs and ahs. It was just guys being themselves there, but there wasn't a flurry. No Steph flurries, no Trey Young flurries. Made a couple, but that was it. And so I guess I'm kind of playing it down, but I'm just explaining why you don't see a ton of Steph, Rico Hines highlights, because there just really wasn't any.
Yeah. And even until the last 2 All-Star games, lots of times, Steph didn't even take those all that seriously. Obviously, 21 and 22 he did. But, I lots of times Steph doesn't seem to – there's some players like a Jordan or Kobe or whoever be like, I'm trying to win every single game. I don't care. And Steph's totally like, this is not the NBA. It's not even the preseason. I'm just going to come out here, get my run. I don't care because it doesn't count. And I think that's totally fair. It has nothing to do with not being competitive. It has to do with this is a pointless game,
Well, yeah, but I do want to add to that, which is the UCLA gym is really small, so it's not really like a true 5-on-5. It's pretty tight in there.
Yeah.
It's not representative of the NBA. So there, you should not draw a line between Toronto Raptors killed it in Rico Hines pickup ball and Toronto Raptors are, championship caliber because they beat a team that had Trae Young and Steph Curry on it.
Yeah.
No, it's just a different environment. It's just guys getting up and down. And of course, you can be hot or not. You can make a bad play or not. But I think most guys cared, so like,
Yeah.
Steph was just Steph. He was unselfish. He had that pretty nice highlight, which is the behind the back pass to MPJ, 3-point good.
Yeah.
And there just wasn't an opportunity, I think, of it being a regular 5-on-5, even in a high school gym. That's smaller than a high school gym. So all the lines are tweaked. There's no spacing. And, if you're tall and long, chances are you're probably going to win the game because you're going to get those rebounds and stuff. Not to discredit Scotty Barnes winning 6-0 on that run, but it's a different environment. So we shouldn't be surprised that Steph's team didn't win because the games are quick, up to 6 by 2s and 1s.
Yeah.
That'll go by real quick, but there's a reason for that. And I think the most valuable thing was that we saw Rico Hines and how he organizes it. And if you watch the video to the end, you'll see that, he asked Steph to speak. So he was like, we had Draymond here the other day, and everybody's seen that on Instagram.
That was honestly amazing speech. It really was.
Yeah. And there's actually, I wanted to post the other half of the speech of Draymond that everybody missed because nobody on Instagram actually goes to YouTube. But no, some people do. But no, Instagram is a place full of clips for free. Here, have this.
Right.
That's why I said on Instagram, I posted the Rico Hines thing. I said, everybody do Rico Hines a solid and go click on that YouTube link. Go watch, X number of minutes out of 22, because this is some exclusive stuff that everybody assumes is just for free on Instagram. 15 seconds, a minute for free. I mean, I don't think that's fair, but anyways, I don't want to go on that tangent.
Yeah.
So there's another part of the Draymond speech that was, I can't remember it completely, but it was more relevant to Dub Nation and the Warriors. So I should go ahead and splice that when I have time, but it's not high on my to-do list. Again, YouTube here, having a monetizable platform. I've got videos from the parade that haven't even been posted. But like I said, I'm going through a lot. So getting all that content out to you is my number one priority, other than the giveaways as well. And so just to recap that all, Rico Hines, at the end of it, he asks Steph to come on and speak. And it's on Instagram already. You can see him talking about, this competitive nature here. This is why we do it. And even he makes the reference to, we're here because of that, because of the NBA process, and even crediting, obviously, Siakam. There are some of you know this. He was like, some of you know the process to become a champion, obviously referring to Siakam. That's when later on, when I saw the NBA, fake NBA Central saying Siakam has asked for a trade, immediately I knew that was false. I didn't have to really look it up, even though I did, because that's what I do as a journalist, is that make sure. And it was like, oh, that's why it's fake, because it's not even the NBA Central. At first I was disappointed at the NBA Central, but it turned out someone was spoofing them. But I knew immediately that Siakam would never do that. He's been playing with the Raptors this whole time. Why would you demand a trade? Like, that, him going to Rico Hines the next day, that would be super awkward, But
absolutely.
Anyways, with Rico Hines, Rico closes out his speech, talk about this, and you got to work hard. This guy, that thing. Some of you guys are fringe. The last 2 minutes of the liners that we do, you got to go hard. It was really cool. That part was really cool because then, oh, by the way, Steph and Damian, their squad did play. You could see in the video that they played on the other court. So maybe they won that game, but the camera was focused on the Raptors.
Yeah.
So it was really cool just to see everybody come together with that common goal of just getting a good run in and running hard, especially if you're a fringe NBA player. And I love the behind the scenes stuff like that. So I thought that was really, really cool what Rico Hines does. I do think it'll help the Raptors in terms of chemistry. But we'll see, right? We have to see how they play on the court. Anything can happen. So that's my top to bottom recap of Rico Hines.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool stuff there. And
Hey, Mac's back in.
The whole time Looney was there too.
Yep.
Looney's always kind of like the invisible guy, but he's always there.
I did see him setting a monster screen, and someone's like, "Man, this is like a pickup game or something," and he's still out there crushing people on screens.
Yep.
Good old Looney.
And they gotta get James Wiseman out there at some point.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen more. Maybe maybe they're kind of keeping him in a lab or something.
Yeah, zero risk of injury type thing, I think.
Well, I know, and also maybe just like we don't want to show people what he's working on at the moment.
Yeah. I think there is a lot of that gamesmanship.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He could be killing it in workouts right now, and it's that patience. Let's see if Mac came in.
He did.
I'm sorry if he did. Oops. Sorry, everybody. Oops. Faded out again. When did he come in?
So mine, he came in for a free throw, 115.
Okay. Did he come in at that point?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so I didn't miss much because now he's playing glove defense on the Colombia point guard, playing some glove defense, gets called for a foul. I'm going to credit that Colombia point guard. Not bad, man. He got
I like
past
that from Mac, too.
That was pretty good offense. I'm sure they're in the penalty. Let's see. What? It's a shooting foul? I don't see the red dashes. Look at that full court. That's good for Mac to show some of that off. I guess they gave him the shooting foul because otherwise you would see red dashes underneath the score.
I wonder if there's something like final 2 minutes of the game or something like that.
Right. 2 in the last 2, maybe.
Yeah.
I still think we would see the red dashes, but anyways, whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe FIBA's more lax in giving the shooting fouls.
I don't know. It is a pretty different game to watch.
There's Mac covering the guy. Pick and roll, so he's got to cover big man.
Colombia has been down 20 for quite a while. They just keep fighting. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. And also USA has a good squad, good system to just maintain that lead. The thing is most teams are missing something. And in this era where there's no true, there's no more Marc Gasols in there, Luis Scola, it's sort of a smaller game now, even in FIBA. And so for USA, not having a true center, that's fine. But they have everything else. Like they have all the pieces, rebounding, defense, shooters. So good job. I'm impressed by Jerry Colangelo and, of course, Grant Hill coming up with this squad right here. Jim Boylan to take care of business because we got to get these qualifiers down so that we can send the better guys to the World Cup. It's crazy. Like all these guys are sacrificing in terms of like, we don't really get to play for the gold medal. We're here just, I'm sure they get paid a salary, but we're here just to qualify. It's so non-glamorous, but
it's great that they're putting together teams kind of full of good, a lot of these guys are kind of trying to secure a contract in the league or make it. You know, they're not just putting in high ranking college stars or you know, maybe they asked and those college players didn't want to play, but you know, I think it's fun that we get to see Mac McClung. I mean, what's the guy with the J last name? He was killing
Jenkins.
it. Jenkins
Yeah,
was on
Jenkins
fire.
he ended up with how many points? Man, it was like 20 plus
Yeah,
in
he
a
must have hit 5 or
40-minute
6
game.
at least.
Let's see. So Mac ended up with 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 fouls, 2 turnovers in 7 minutes of play. And yeah, look at that. Jenkins over here, 26. Man, 8 for 14 on threes.
Yeah,
Wow.
so we just saw a little Steph Curry shooting exhibition here.
And he not only lit it up today, he lit it up the last game.
He did.
So what a find. Good find by Team USA.
I mean, hey, I don't know. Based on this, I might give him a shot at a training camp or something. I would love to see Wiseman play for Team USA. I think that'd be if I was an agent of a young player, I would always recommend that they play, especially for Team USA, just because it's such, you know, I feel like every time I hear a basketball player mention this type of system that we have for the national team, it's always just an incredible experience for them. So I think it would be awesome to see Wiseman out there.
Oh yeah, Anthony mentioned that there is another video. I haven't watched that one yet. That one's on Ball is Life. So go check that out. Ball is Life.
And thank you, RJ. Very nice compliment.
All right, cool. Okay. I'm done here. Anything else you want to talk about or anybody wants to talk about? Let's do the oops, almost forgot. Let's do the drawing. So random list. Someone's playing Chris Brown in the background. Close the window. It was a little warm in San Francisco today.
Even in the summer, huh?
Yeah, because as Mark Twain said, coldest winter he's ever been is a summer in San Francisco, and he is absolutely correct.
Yep.
That's why I'm trying to move, actually. I'm trying to move closer to my parents, who are in Sunnyvale. So somewhere between here and Sunnyvale, I'm going to try to move towards. So
end up in Stanford.
Yeah, maybe. In fact, University Avenue is kind of, the center point where I kind of want to hang around because, good restaurants, people,
Yeah.
Okay, let's go McClung. It's probably somebody that's already won, though, if I remember correctly. But let's see. James Nguyen, have you won? Let's check. Giveaway winners.
Oh, he's kept it up.
Yeah, he's won. But James, still email me. You probably have. Let me check. Search James Nguyen. Yep, I got you, James. Don't worry. Got you. All these people that have emailed me. I'm getting there. I'm slow as a snail, but I'm getting there. Let's try this again. That means somebody else gets a chance to win.
Oh, by the way, to that Colombian viewer who was watching, man.
Oh, yeah, right.
We love your team. That was great. They really fought very hard. It was awesome. And the crowd looks amazing. So shout out Colombia.
Let's see here. All right. Who did this one? Let's see. Amy, of course. Amy's already won.
This is her award now.
Yeah, it's the Amy.
No Amy
MVP
Estrada.
of the comments. Let's see. Oh, what do we got here?
Oh, cool. So it's they're showing it's the U.S., Brazil, and Puerto Rico are coming out of Group F. They're the top 3.
Nice. 2 years, and we will see where JK is. Who did that one? Oh, James again. Man. All right, fine. Here from Colombia. Winner. I made the executive decision. I am going to actually, I will spend the money. I'm sending stuff out all over the world. Of course, thank you to Vitor and thank you to Jeffy and Fabio, who had people that they knew that were here, that were going back to their home countries, saved me probably, I don't know, 25, 30, 40 bucks. I don't know. On shipping, but I am willing to ship out. We had a good month in on YouTube for the finals. These last couple months not that good, obviously, because there's no content, but had a good month in that. I don't mind. And so I'm gonna put that down right here. So winner is who was that again?
It was Colombia.
Lafont Riddell. Hope they're still on. Let's comment to them.
Whoa.
Let's see.
Crazy.
Oops. Oh, no, they left. They're not on right now. Well, I'll put them in the list. Winner.
Yep.
So put them in the list here. We actually have a winner from the 27th as well. But we'll just, if I notice them, then we'll get them back on here.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Garrett Richardson won from a couple streams ago. Oh, man. Can't find him in my Gmail. Oh, well. What else we got? RJ's due then.
Yeah.
RJ's due.
You'll get one at the right time, my man.
Well, that just says, I mean, we gotta do another live stream a week from now.
I know. I sorry, RJ. You forced us into it, man.
Yeah. Thanks, man. 24 is pretty good, actually. It does translate into quite a few later. We always end up with like 2,500 or whatever. And on a dead day like today, that to me, that's pretty good.
It's I think we're regularly going to be getting. Well, what would you say we were at during the playoffs last year? Maybe 150 per stream.
Oh yeah. Those were good days.
I think we might get back up there, just considering how much the Warriors are on TV, and the channel does seem to have grown. So I wouldn't be surprised if we could get around 200 in a lot of those big games.
Yeah,
that'd be great. So that relies on you guys, though. Please come back.
And I hope that please do come back. I hope that we can reach because I was told that 10,000 is a good number for a newspaper. That's a good day. So I'm thinking, 8,000, 5,000 total views.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting, the Kuminga one got 3,000 as of yesterday. So, and it could just be, somebody popping in, oh, okay, and then popping out, but it still counts.
Yep.
They do the same thing with TV. So, and with newspapers.
I think actually if one person in your household's watching something, they count everybody in the household as having watched it for like the Nielsen ratings and stuff.
Yeah. There you go.
So,
all right, guys. So, let's call it a night, and we'll see you maybe in a week or something. We'll figure it out. We've got Labor Day coming up, so probably, I don't know, something after Labor Day.
Mm-hmm.
And should be good.
Absolutely. Let me know anytime, Rich. I'll do my best.
On the way out, please splash that like button before you leave.
At the buzzer.
Yeah, at the buzzer. How many we get? 30 likes. All right,
It's a good
folks.
number. Yeah.
That's it. Thanks, everybody. And I got to do the just us 1, 2, 3.
Just us.